for strategy alignment, okay, includes defining program risk thresholds, risk assessment, developing high-level risk response strategy, as well as how risk will be communicated to strategic levels, risk appetite or willingness to accept and deal with risk to be considered. So anything which is going to affect your strategic alignment, you need to be very careful. So you need to have a proper risk management for strategy alignment. Then program risk threshold is the measure of degree of acceptable variation around a project objective. We just discussed that. Establishing risk threshold should be done as early part of planning. Initial program risk assessment, which will be done even during your program charter. You will have high-level risks identified already in the program charter. While program risk management is conducted throughout the program, the initial program risk assessment prepared during program definition offers a unique opportunity to identify risks to organization strategic objectives. So right from the early stages of program definition, you should make a initial program risk assessment. Sometimes at the very early stage itself, you will come to the conclusion that the risk is so high, we don't want to go ahead with this program. So with the initial program risk assessment itself, maybe you will drop the idea of doing this program. Okay.
Yeah.
Program risk response strategy. Once initial program risk assessment is completed, risk response strategy is developed. For example, as I told you, minus 5%. For example, 5% schedule delay is acceptable. That is the risk threshold. More than 5% schedule delay, khalas, it has to be escalated to the program management, and this is something which we cannot,
Right.
So these are the key terms here, and some of the program selection methods I have just mentioned here. It's already there in your PMP. It is similar to your project selection methods: benefit cost ratio, internal rate of return, present value, net present value, opportunity cost, payback period, return on investments. These are mostly coming in the PMBOK. So I would suggest you just refresh your memory on this. Payback period, for example, is like you invest on a program, how quickly you can recover the cost. Some program, let's say payback period is 6 months, and another program payback period is 9 months. So you will go for a program with the shorter duration. You will go for a program which is giving returns in a shorter duration of time. So lesser the payback period, the better it is for you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, return on investments, what returns it will make by investing in this program. So you want more returns for your program. So the bigger, the better it is. So if there are three programs under consideration, so you will check which one is going to give me the higher return on investment, and you will accordingly go there. Actually, these are mostly financial calculations, and it will be done by your accounts and finance departments. But you as a program manager, project manager, should have some basic understanding of all these financial terms.
Yeah.
Okay, you are not an accountant to do all these things, but when you get a report with ROI, payback period, present value, you should be able to understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benefit cost ratio, it is also another method. It's like, what is the benefits of doing this project or program against the cost I am spending to that. So if B by C, benefit by cost, if it is more than 1, that means the benefits are more than the cost, which is a good project or program to invest in. If B by C is less than 1, means the benefits are lesser than the cost, which is not a good program to invest in, correct? So if it is greater than 1, it is good. In case it is benefit by cost, but sometimes it is cost by benefit, then it will be reverse. Okay.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I guess benefit cost, let's say if it's like let's say BCR is like 0.5, then we'll just need to take probably like 2 years to like 2 years of a payback period, and then if it's still acceptable or something like that.
Correct. Payback period is like how quickly you will get the returns.
But then, but I guess cost benefit cost ratio, it doesn't necessarily need to be greater than 1, right? So it's just a ratio. So it could be a lower ratio, but it just means it's a long time of the payback period.
Yeah, these are different calculations, and maybe your organization, they will have to consider all these factors,
Okay.
not only one factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's all like you can call different indicators. Okay.
Yeah.
So these things are not in the standard for program management. So I just put it here so that just to highlight these things are also part of your PGMP.
Got it.
When you brush up, yeah, okay. So these are some graphics which I told you coming up, which will actually help you to give a pictorial representation. So these are the major activities happening. You can see the strategic plan. I told you about the strategic plan, right? So based on the strategic plan, the program business case will be developed. Based on that, the program charter will be developed. And once the charter is approved, you will go ahead and do your program roadmap. And after that, you will come to the planning, which is not shown here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, I should put that program roadmap under the develop program roadmap. I should be putting it under. I'll correct it. And under program charter, you can see obtain program authorization from steering committee. You can see that there. Okay. During the entire course of your program, from beginning to end, you should have an eye on the environmental assessments. So that is why the green is going from at a longer distance. I mean, it is going simply the environmental assessment has to be done continuously. Analyze the environmental factors, assess the validity of program's business case and program management plan. These things you have to continuously do. You have to continuously validate whether the program business case is still valid, whether the program management plan is still valid, and you have to continuously analyze the environmental impacts. Program risk management strategy, it has to start from the beginning until the end of the delivery of all your components. Define risk management strategy for alignment with strategy, establish program risk thresholds, identify risk of organization strategy alignment, and identify risk related to organizational strategy alignment. All of these things are the activities you will be doing with regard to the various stages of your program. And also, next chart will show you the artifacts. Artifacts means the documents. Same thing.
Yeah.
Program business case, you will come up with a document called as a business case. So it is happening there. Program charter, you come up with a document called as program charter. Program roadmap means you will come up with a document called program roadmap. And during the entire course of your program, you will be doing the environmental assessments. And during this, maybe your business case may be requiring updates, which you'll be doing there. And also your program management plan, maybe as and when updates are required, you will be doing that.
Yeah.
You remember in PMP, a lot of updates. You remember, no? Lot of updates in your
Yeah,
outputs.
I remember. They're like, what is the outcome or deliverable of that process? What is the outcome? Like, oh my God, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, and as you do the program risk management strategy, your risk register may be subjected to updates. And do you want to discuss anything on this, or it's pretty much clear, no?
It's very clear. Yeah.
Very clear. Okay. These diagrams you will not find in the book, huh?
Yeah. So you're gonna share those 22 pages with me, right?
I will share. In addition to, I will of course, as I told you, I will go through I will submit everything to Sprintzeal and I will advise them to give you all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
And
it.
also, as we told you, I will give you some additional from from our side. Apart from the questions which is already there, I will give you additional 170 questions with all the answers explained. And those questions will help actually to assess your understanding level of the standard of the program management.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
And my continuous support will be there for your application. Basically, everything you need to pass. This is my goal also, to be continuous support. Okay. So don't worry about that. They will give you an email how to reach me. Okay. This diagram, okay, this pyramid, on the top of the pyramid, you see the vision of your organization, mission of the organization.
Yeah.
Organization, based on your vision and mission, you have the organization strategy and objectives coming. Vision and mission leads to the, you can see those arrows coming to the organization strategy and objectives. So based on the strategy, you will be deciding, or the portfolio management will be deciding, what are the portfolio, program, project management and operations we have to do in order to reach to our strategy. So based on that, you will be selecting what are the programs and project I will be doing, and what are the operations management I need to do in order to align to my strategic objectives. Make sense, this diagram?
Yeah, it does.
And this final one will give you an overall picture here. This is program life cycle, major artifacts. Like in program definition, again, there are two subdomains you can see: program formulation and program planning. Okay. In program formulation is where we come up with their program business case, program charter, and program roadmap. These three documents are coming at the program formulation subdomain. Okay. Domain is program definition phase or subphase, we can say. Program definition phase, subphase are program formulation and program planning. You are with me?
Yeah, I am. But when you say what's the artifact associated to program formulation, that's the business case, program charter, and program roadmap, right? That's what you said.
That is coming in the program formulation subphase. Yes.
But then what about, I thought the program charter would be under program planning, no? I guess not, eh?
No, it is even before you start the planning, you need to have the charter approved, right?
Charter, sorry, no, the program roadmap. But what is the roadmap? Is just high level, I guess.
High level. Detailed planning you will be coming. So under program planning, under planning, program planning, you will be coming up with your program management plan. That is actually not shown in this figure. The program, under program planning, you can put one artifact, which is the important one, is the program management plan. I'll try and put that also.
Got it. Okay.
And in program delivery phase, in this diagram, what can you make out from this diagram? It is shown component 1, component 2, component 3. So in this diagram, the assumption is there are 3 components within your program. That is the assumption here.
Right.
Okay. And each component need to have it has to undergo 3 subphases. One is authorization and planning. In order to start any component, you need to have an authorization and planning for that. And once it is in motion, you need to have oversight and integration of all of these components. And once it is like nearing to your completion, you need to have a transition and closure.
Yeah.
Okay, so here there are 3 components. For each component, you need to have an authorization and planning. You need to have an oversight and integration, and you need to have a transition and closure.
Yeah.
And when you go to the program closure phase, that is your one-time closure for the full program. That is why you see that green one as a one-time closure. So you will have closure several times at a component level, and you will have one closure at a program level one time.
Yeah.
So here there are 3 closures at a component level and 1 closure at a program level. So as you do all of these things, your environmental assessment has to continue from the definition until the closure. It's a continuous running activity. And program risk management, it will start from the beginning and it will go up to the end of the delivery phase. Program risk management strategy. So this diagram will give you a summary information of pretty much what we discussed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So whatever we have discussed now, I have just summarized it here like this. Program strategy alignment, therefore, is a program performance domain that is initiated during the program definition phase with the development of business case, program charter, and program roadmap, supported with inputs from environmental assessments and program risk management strategy. This
Mhm.
upstream efforts results in the development of a program management plan that is aligned with the organization goals and objectives. Perfect sense?
Yeah.
By doing all of these things, you come up with a program management plan that will be coming in the next, which is your program planning.
Yeah.
So congratulations. This is our strategic alignment we have discussed.
Yay!
So I want to just switch over to our sprint seal slides also.